Hi, I'm Sarah Noble, your host for the Modern Day Intuitive Podcast. For over 25 years, I've been on a spiritual journey, searching, learning, expanding, and growing. I've traveled the world, led by my heart, on a quest to know myself so that I can support others. This podcast was created from my deep desire to help you connect with your intuition and to inspire you to create a life where the impossible becomes possible and you live into your sacred dreams and desires. Thanks for being here and enjoy the show. Hello, my loves. So beautiful to be here with you today. Our reading today is really special and vulnerable and just holds this really special place in my heart. So thank you to Urmi for showing up so vulnerably for us. And in this reading, her question is that she's struggling with anxiety and stress, and she's trying to find peace within herself. And this leads us on a journey of looking at building a relationship with yourself and God, how meditation and yoga help you on your spiritual journey, the fact that you are not your thoughts. You are so much more than your thoughts. We talk about the body-mind connection, the importance of support on your spiritual journey, and how your darkest memories hold your greatest gifts. So enjoy our call. Hi, Urmi. Welcome to the podcast. How can I help you today?
Hi, my name is Urmi. I'm here today because I'm trying to find peace within myself.
Okay. Do you want to tell me a little bit more about that? What's been going on for you while you're not at peace?
Yes, I just want to find peace with myself due to some episode that happened to me in my workplace, where I struggle a lot with anxiety, stress, and I've been trying to cope with that. And there's always this fear that I might go back and feel that way. And sometimes it feels like a little bit suffocating. And so I've been trying to cope with that and just take out all my negative thoughts out of my mind and not let that control me, basically.
Yeah, that's a beautiful practice. What you're showing me is like it's your mind and it's expanding up into the sky. There's these skyscrapers. And the way that I sense it or experience is the question I want to ask you is about your connection with God, with spirit, with this divinity that lives within you.
Right. What exactly do you want?
Well, what's your relationship with yourself, your spirituality, and your relationship with God?
In terms of spirituality, to be honest, I wish I was doing more, but I'm not too sure how to go with that. When it comes to spirituality, I tried to do meditation, but I was not able to be connected. I tried to do yoga and I feel like it wasn't working with me. And I wish I was a bit more spiritual so that it will help me to relax a little bit more, but it's somehow I'm not able to find that type of connection.
When you say that you weren't able to do meditation, there wasn't that connection, you weren't able to do yoga, what about it wasn't working? Why did you decide this isn't working?
I tried to do yoga a couple of times and also meditation, but I feel like I do meditate, but for some reason it's I don't see any type of results. And I don't know if it's because there's something missing there that I'm not able to understand. Because I know a lot of people do meditation, they feel much better after meditation, or they do some breathing exercises. But for some reason, I do either one and it's not coming to fruition. And I don't know where is it that I'm not able to gauge or understand the main cause.
Yeah. How long did you practice for?
I think it was for a couple of times, not that long. And it was because I couldn't see right away results. So because of this, one way for me to deal with stress and stuff like that, I went towards more like running or like working out, because I felt like it was giving me like an immediate result compared to like meditation, for instance, or yoga.
Yeah. And, running movement does have an immediate result because there is physical, like the endorphins get released, there's movement, more oxygen, the blood's flowing. So for me, I've been meditating for 20 years consistently. And some days I still struggle.
Okay.
Like, it's building a relationship with yourself. That's the way that I understand meditation that has worked in my life, is that it's about creating a relationship with yourself and with your version of God. And like in any relationship, that takes time, it takes nurturing, it takes commitment. So there is a beautiful opportunity for you in there because you are interested in it. You have tried it. It's spoken to you. Like your soul is like, come over here, come try these things. But it's not immediate. Occasionally, for some people, you do hear stories where people meditate 2-3 times and they have a big awakening or their whole life changes. But that is really the anomaly as opposed to what is typical for most people. Like the spiritual path tends to be something that you show up for over and over and over again. And then that's what deepens your relationship. So as we look at this place, like back to this image, right, of your mind expanding into the sky, you show me that you spend a lot of time in your head, in your thoughts. Is that true for you?
Yes, unfortunately.
Yeah. That's the human condition, my love. There's nothing wrong with that in the sense that that's what everybody does. It's everybody's journey. I think it's the human journey, is how do we recognize and learn that we're not our thoughts?
Mm-hmm.
And that I remember vividly the first time that I learned that my thoughts weren't real, that I could choose to think the thoughts and what I believed. And I kind of was like, what? You're joking, right? But the truth is, like, that's part of what meditation does, yoga does, this deepening into yourself. It shows you that you are the master of your mind.
Right.
How connected to your body are you?
That's a very tricky question. Because when you ask me this question, what comes to my mind is mainly working out and also listening to my body when I feel something is wrong. And I also have been doing a lot of mindfulness exercises, especially like, when you go for a walk, I try to like pay attention to the sounds. I try to pay attention to like where my feet are going. So that's how I think about when you tell me how connected you are with your body. It's really like these 3 aspects that I've been doing.
Yeah, that's a rich practice to really just follow your footsteps, to feel your body. It's a beautiful gateway into understanding yourself more deeply. Yes. How connected to your feelings are you?
And I feel I'm very connected to my feelings, that it's almost overwhelming, I feel. Unfortunately.
Is that where the anxiety kind of comes in those places?
Yes, my feelings and my emotion, my thoughts, I feel like they do take a control on me. Like they do take over my mind and everything.
Yeah, I understand that. And what I've learned about that is that it's only because you've practiced it. Something happens. There's a space inside you that begins to feel something. And then that sends a signal to the mind, which starts a thought, which then creates a feeling. And then all of a sudden you're gone. And all that's left is this thinking, feeling, emotional swirling.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So some of that is going to be really getting clear on the things that have happened to you in your past that you're running from. So the way that you grew up, the belief systems you lived inside of, the things that contained you, the rules and regulations that you were required to live inside of. How much work have you done unpacking your childhood and your young adolescence?
I've been doing that a lot with conversations that I have with friends. And also, I've done that through a book that I have published, which I felt it was very therapeutic, the whole process, because I was writing down everything that happened to me when I was a kid and the struggle that I went when I was a kid. And so that's how I try to tackle it. And I've been, of course, going to like podcasts and raising awareness of these things.
Yeah, you're on the journey, my love. It's beautiful. And I really celebrate you for that.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. What support do you have as far as a therapist, a coach, somebody that is sort of impartial, right? Our friends, our family, or they love us and they can't necessarily be a true reflection for us. So have you started that journey where you have support in a outside of your people you know?
Well, I would say my main support system is really my friendship. And I do have like friends that know me truly, that help me and who are non-biased. And so they have been really like my biggest support system so far because of the things that we share and also because of the values that we share. In terms of coaches, no, I don't, it wasn't really in my plan. I thought about therapies as well, but I'm not yet ready for that because I had a bad experience prior. Like I had a bad experience with the therapist, which is why I kind of feel always hesitant to see another one. But if I want to see one, I know that I know who to go to because I have friends who refer me to specific people.
Yeah. Choosing the person and calling in the person to support you is very important. And allowing that part of you, right? Like I sense there's a lot that wants to come forward in you. You're stepping into big things with what you're doing with writing a book and getting on podcasts and letting yourself be seen in such a big way. Like there's so much courage in you, right? Like what you're doing is the spicy path because, right? Like going to the therapist compared to the way you're doing it, like the therapist is the easy path. And here you are like, world, see me. So you have everything inside you that you need to get the support and to find the correct support for you to help you unpack. And you will know when you're ready. I encourage you to take some of this energy, right, that you're saying, I'm going to show up in the world this way, and funnel it over to, I'm going to show up in this other way too, to go into the shadow, to go into the darkness, because time and time again, what I have learned is the true gifts that you are here to give to the world, they're going to lie inside the hardest memories that live inside you.
Yeah.
And you have courage, my love. You're full of it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. And I know how scary it is. First therapist that I saw, I carried his number, like his card, in my wallet for a whole year before I had the courage to call. So I get it. Like there's something there. And once I went, my life started to change. And it became the snowball of like, just, I wanted more. I wanted more, because what it brings is freedom.
Mm-hmm.
Freedom from the anxiety, freedom from the emotional overwhelm, freedom from the mental chatter that you can't stop. All of those come from the parts of you that want love. They want you to turn towards them, and they want your love. They're not something that you have to deal with. They're not something you have to wish away or change or make wrong. They are you. And the more that you love them and you welcome them, they're going to transform. And they're going to make medicine for your life and for the world.
Mm-hmm.
What else would you like to know or ask?
I feel like this has been so like introspective. And I feel like you somehow said some things about me without me even telling you. Like you were able to understand me in just a few minutes. And you said some things that, the thing about being courageous, it is something that I've been trying to be for a long time, and I was not like that. And I know I went with like audacious way of like, being out there, telling the world, see me for who I am. And this was a struggle for me for a long time. But at the same time, I also feel like I like the feedback that I get back, because somehow it gives me a little bit of awareness that, I'm capable of doing things. So
yes, you are.
yeah.
And I would even say, like you said, you're trying to be courageous. And what I would reflect to you is that you are courageous. You don't need to try. You already are.
Thank you.
And one of the things I've learned about anxiety is that anxiety comes in to protect us from something deeper. Like anxiety is actually rushes in to love you. It's been described by my mentor as her guardian angel, because it whooshed in every time she was afraid to feel something and saved her from feeling the deeper thing. And that resonated so much when I heard that, because it loves you. Anxiety isn't something that you need to get rid of or wish away. More, how can you lean into the anxiety to actually understand what is underneath here that anxiety keeps trying to save you from?
Right.
I see you like, it's like, oh my gosh, this is funny. I don't know. Like I have kids, so maybe this is some of why the image comes this way, but it's like Pooh Bear and his big honey pot, but it's got a lid on, and it's like you're opening the lid, and it's like, what's actually in there? Is there a honey in there, or what, like, what am I going to find in there? And it's such a cute, like beautiful image of like, there's sweetness in there, my love, go for it. Open, take off the lid. Look what's inside. The sweetest parts of you live inside there. Thank you for being vulnerable and courageous and showing up here with your heart open. I can feel it.
Thank you.
Does this feel like an okay place to land today?
Yeah, definitely.
Well, thank you, my love.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here today and making your personal and spiritual growth a priority in your life. To learn more about connecting with your dreams and your intuition so that you can create a life full of possibilities, visit me at www.sarahnoble.com and see how we can create magic together. A big thank you from my heart to yours for making the planet a better place for us all.